peel it back. But before we move on, let me ask you a question.
All
Right, let's say you're stood in the middle of a circle. You've got all your friends and family all around you in a circle, yeah? You stand with your camera and you take a picture. You take a picture of the people stood right in front of you. And then you tilt your camera a little angle and you take a picture of those people. And then you tilt it again and you take a picture and you go right round in a clock and you take a picture of absolutely everybody. Right, you've gone round in 360 degrees, and then you print off all those pictures, which are two-dimensional. You put them out on the floor, and they go from left to right. Is that an accurate representation of what really happened in a three-dimensional space? Yes or no?
Well, no, because now you're taking 3D. You're not taking pictures of a 2D. You're taking 3D, and you're trying to put it on a 2D. You can't take a 3D and put it on a 2D. You can fucking use the third dimension over a 2D map. Yeah, absolutely. Like you can have a flat map and say this is where the flights are. They're flying above it. They don't have to. Just because they're using third dimension doesn't mean that the map has to be 3D. Like it's above it. It's not restricted by any of those laws.
Right.
Like you're able to go over it.
So is the Earth three-dimensional or two-dimensional?
No, everything's 3D that we see because we see 3D, and you know.
So and the flight charts cover the entire globe. So you are taking, by definition, if we're doing flight charts of the whole Earth, and you have just told me the Earth is three-dimensional, by definition we're taking a three-dimensional image and trying to stretch out onto a two-dimensional plane, or we're taking lots of little clips of a three-dimensional image and then trying to stretch it out. But even
you said that the map was 2D.
Really?
You said that, not me. You did.
Right. Well,
you said the map was 2D. You said that. Yeah,
a flat iPad screen is 2D and a piece of paper is 2D. But having said that, I think I can hear a dog barking. Is that yours?
Oh, you know, it's quite all right. As a matter of fact, as a standing thing with us, we have to have a dog bark at least every flat Earth debate. And in fact, the original podcast we started doing, everyone we did had a dog barking. It was just surreal. It couldn't go a single podcast without a dog barking. So it's fine for us because we're used to it. Yeah.
My guard dog.
Right. Can we bring up the first video link that I put on that Word document, please? The first video link. And while that's being loaded, right, Flat Out Hero.
I object.
No problem. What?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
While that's being loaded, Flat Hero. One of the things that I was going to say before is that the globe 100% is consistent in terms of the explanations it has for all the observations. And one of the observations we have on the globe is boats going over the horizon and being lost behind the horizon. All right. So if you were to see a boat going over the horizon and being lost behind the horizon, right? If you were to see a boat being lost behind the horizon, what would your reaction be?
Is this using optics or not?
Is this
when I see a boat going over their eyes?
Well, the video is going to be coming in a second. The video,
and it's going to start with it's going to show the first bit of the boat is going to be after the camera's already fully zoomed in. I don't even have to know what the video is or know anything about it. I just know. Oh, it's not?
No, it's not.
So it's going to be zoomed out, and we're going to watch it go over the horizon?
Yep. Yeah. This video I'm going to show you now, right? Now, Soundly does some brilliant videos. Right. He's got some fantastic clips. Right, Wolfie does some brilliant videos. Sean Huffer does some brilliant stuff. But what I'm going to show you now, I swear to God, was taken by a flat earther called Ranty Flat Earth. He had
wait, how do you know
what do they call it? A GoFundMe thing? Because he's
how do you know that Ranty's really flat Earth?
Either way,
right?
He's got a P900 camera.
Okay.
Right, he's got a P1000 camera, and he spent half an hour zooming in on a boat, watching that, and it was a massive boat, right? Watching it go right over the horizon, top to bottom. So when that gets looked up in a minute, I'd be really interested in your flat Earth explanation of how you can debunk this video. And this was taken by a flat earther, not someone who believes in the globe. And you've already given it.
If you say so.
What do you mean?
I've already given my explanation, and watch it. It won't change. It's going to be zoomed in when he says that it's going over the horizon.
Right. So if we you're going to have to play about.
Wait. Does that look like a zoom?
But if you can zoom,
is that all the way zoomed in? Hold on, real quick though, because I just want to make sure we're clear. That's not a zoomed in image.
Yeah.
That is what you see when you look at the beach.
Shut up for a second while I finish. if you rewind it right to the beginning, we can skip and we can see when it's not zoomed in because he stood right at the beach. So if you go right back to the beginning, and we'll skip through this, right? So right back to the very start, and what he'll do is he will zoom in and out and in and out, and you'll see. So here, this is where he's located the boat, and he's looking at the boat. So clearly, right, that's a real boat, isn't it? Flat out here, yeah. And we can see how much of the bottom of that boat is missing. And if he's he will zoom out in a second, right? And then he'll zoom back in again, and we'll watch it sail right over the curve.
The second curve.
Now this is on for about half an
hour. Copernicus never had any optics. They didn't have anything invented like back then, as far as a telescopic view, especially. What he's using is a P900, and that is the most advanced telescopic view
he's using
we have for cameras at the time. It's probably Okay, that's the most current one now. So, but what he's using is he's trying to say that, okay, we have to be able to zoom in using the most advanced optics that we've ever had in order to see an observation that Copernicus made with his bare eyes 1,500 years ago, and we can still make with our bare eyes at the beach today. So, yeah, it's the same explanation that I gave before you even showed the video.
Listen to the question I'm going to ask you, right? I'm going to be very specific about the question, and I want to answer the question specifically that I'm going to ask. As this boat takes half an hour to go over the horizon, and we can skip through the video, and I'll post the link so anyone can watch this later on. It's not made up. As this boat takes half an hour to go over the horizon, it very slowly disappears from the bottom up. Very, very slowly. And as the bottom disappears, the angular size of the top of the boat does not disappear at anywhere near the same rate as the disappearance of the bottom of the boat. Not that it should anyway. What I'm asking you is, what explanation have you got? I don't want to hear about Copernicus and what he used to do with his telescopes, right? What scientific explanation have you got for what you're seeing right now on the screen? I don't give a shit what Copernicus, I don't care what Copernicus had in terms of telescopes. Yeah, what is your explanation for what you're seeing? What is your explanation for what you are seeing on the screen? Go on.
You ready?
Go on.
All right. I'm going to say it right now. Don't interrupt me. All right. Look, he has not zoomed out all the way once. You said he was going to at the beginning of the video, and we've been back and forth to the video. Well, I'm trying. If you let me finish, I'll tell you. The reason that it's as important is because Copernicus made that observation, and you can make that observation today without using zoom. Why is it that he has to use a zoom before he can see it go over the horizon?
Because it's far away, right? That's how it works.
Okay, but
away, so you need a zoom to see the far away. This is literally, if you don't use a zoom, what you can
Copernicus
see is the
doesn't. You don't need to. Nobody needs to. Go to a beach. You can see it go over the fucking horizon.
Why are we talking about Copernicus?
Because you can watch.
What you're doing now is dodging the question. You're dodging the question now.
No, I'm telling you. Look, you can watch this happen with your bare eyes. You don't have to zoom in.
Specifically. I asked you. Well, either way, if you can watch it with your bare eyes, even better. I asked you specifically, right? And I'm going to keep asking until you either say you can explain it or you can't. And I don't care what.
Please, I'd like to explain it. I'd like to explain it. I get it.
I've asked you specifically. Okay, so let me explain the question.
How to explain this?
I've asked you specifically, why is that boat disappearing from the bottom up? And why is the obstruction the water, right? I don't care what Copernicus did. I'm talking about this boat. I don't care if he's zoomed in while he's looking at it or zoomed out as he's looking at it. I don't care what colour underpants he's got on. All I care about is why that boat disappeared from the bottom up.
I got your answer. Ready? All right, look. The reason that you're seeing it disappear from the bottom up right now is because you're looking through a lot more dense air than if you were to be higher, you'd be looking through less dense air, and you wouldn't see the magnification effect, and you wouldn't see the water rise like that. If there's a strong wind that blows, you will see the entirety of that boat come right back into view because that water line will drop. I've seen it happen over a lake. When a gust blows all that dense air. Hold on, real quick. I'm just trying to get through it. When a gust of wind blows all that thick, dense air and really gets it all cleared away, like a real strong gust comes through, you'll see that horizon, that water line, drop all the way down. Like on one video I've seen, that you can barely see the tops of the trees, and then fucking 2 seconds later, after the wind fucking blows, you can see the trunks. You can see all the way down. You see all the leaves and the trunks. How did the horizon drop right because of the wind?
Well, hang on. So what you're saying is, right, that the Earth somehow is that is that dense, it's somehow blocking it. That doesn't explain why it disappears from the
No.
bottom up. It doesn't explain
Air.
why we can see the turbines in
Air.
the turbines in the background are further away than the boat. So why can we see the turbines in the background if it's distance that's doing it? They are further away from the boat.
They're taller.
And what you've got to explain to me is why does it happen? And this is the thing that you're refusing to answer. Why does it happen from bottom up? And I'm going to keep asking that question. Why does it happen from bottom up?
Dense air
Can you answer
is
that question?
at the lowest.
And he's just zoomed out. If we just go back to that last bit, you can see zoomed out there.
Go back to the last bit, please.
He zooms right out. Yeah, and you'll see him
let's
zoom right
zoom
out,
out.
and you'll see he's stood. And he's not even stood on sea level.
and
He's
you'll
stood a few
still-
meters above sea, and it was right at the very end.
So
Right at the
you're
very end.
you're saying when he zooms out that it won't be an empty horizon, that you're still going to see that much of the boat when he zooms out? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Well, no,
'Cause I bet it's an empty
further away,
horizon.
so he needs a zoom to see it.
It's if you.
And
No, you don't. You don't. That's
Do
the
you
thing. That's
understand?
why
Do
you
you
need to learn
understand?
about Copernicus. Copernicus didn't ever have a zoom.
No, I don't-
Nobody
I
has a
don't-
zoom. You can do it today
Copernicus
with
is
your bare
irrelevant.
eyes.
Copernicus is irrelevant.
No, he's not. He's the one that made
Who
the
cares what
observation.
Copernicus- I'm asking you the
This
question.
is where this came from.
I'm taking this.
You
that
just
you don't
did.
know.
I just answered.
No, Copernicus didn't build a boat and a P1000.
I answered this.
Copernicus didn't have a
What?
P1000 and a big
No,
tanker.
exactly.
Right,
He did
exactly.
not. That's right. So how did he make the observation? How did he make the
Why?
observation?
He didn't make this observation.
How
Randy
did he make
Earth
the-
made this observation.
Oh, he
Copernicus
did
has
it?
been dead.
No. Originally,
Copernicus didn't make this.
come on, Mr. Science Teacher.
Originally,
Seriously?
Copernicus was
He made
dead
that
before
original
that boat was
observation.
built.
Okay. What?
Right.
What boat? Not
Granted,
this
Flat
boat.
Earth
I'm
made
talking
this
about the
observation.
observation of a ship over the horizon. A ship over horizon observation. Are you
Yeah,
really
like,
that like? I mean,
This ship
you gotta
now
be
that
trolling
I'm
me right
talking to
there.
you about. Yeah, it's me
Wow,
trying.
dude.
Right,
Okay.
what I'm asking specifically, right, and Copernicus doesn't come into it because he was dead before the boat was built and the camera was made and Ranty was born. Why is the boat disappearing from the bottom up?
Because it will disappear from the bottom up
goes.
when the
Bye-bye.
density. Dude, if you bye what? Like if you zoom in, then
To the boat.
you're saying that you have to zoom in order to make that observation. Like I want you to commit to
Zoomed
that.
out.
You're saying you have to.
Right. The question
okay,
is,
yeah,
why
zoomed
is
out.
it
Where's the
disappearing
boat? Where's
from
the boat?
bottom up? Perspective.
Where's the boat?
It's
Wait.
gone over the horizon.
Where's the boat?
We've just seen it go over the horizon.
Where's the
That's why
boat?
it zoomed out. It's gone over the
No,
horizon.
right now when it's
gone
zoomed
over.
out.
Do I have to say this
When
8
it's zoomed
times?
out, you
The
can
boat
say as
goes
many
over the
times as you want,
horizon.
bro. Like it's not going to change it. Okay, how is it
Well, no,
that
'cause
he
he's
has
already
to
done
use
it.
a zoom to see that?
'Cause
How does he have to use a zoom
because
to
it's
see it go
far
over the horizon?
away. Because it is far away.
That's fine. You
The
can
further
see one.
something away
You can
gets,
watch it
the
with your
smaller
own
its
eyes.
angular size. Look, it's gone. It's gone there. You can see on the screen now. It's gone. Bye bye boat. It's gone.
I
It's
understand
zoomed
it went
in, and
over the
zoom is
second
bringing it back,
horizon.
and it's disappeared from the bottom up. What second? Right.
You can
what
accept the
second
loss on it, bro.
horizon?
If you can't, the second horizon.
Can
The
you
first one
explain
is with
to
your
me the
bare eyes.
science?
If you have to zoom in,
Explain to me the science behind the second horizon. Explain to me the science behind it.
yeah, you're fucking looking through an optical instrument, seeing something that you cannot see with your bare eyes. Because if it was with your bare eyes, it'd be gone, just like it shows. There's no boat at the horizon. It's already gone over it's already gone over that horizon. If you zoom in, you pull it
You're not
all the way
answering the
back
question.
in. So
You're
I
not
did.
answering the
Yeah,
question. Why is it
there's no
disappearing from the
need.
bottom up?
You're not watching the boat go over horizon. You're not watching a boat go over horizon. You're watching a boat go over.
We've just watched the boat go over the horizon.
I
horizon.
saw a
Boat
boat
over
over
a
the
horizon.
horizon. I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
that boat
except
went
for
over
the
horizon.
fact that
Yeah.
when well, I'm sure you guys are, but when you stop and think about it for 2 seconds, how did it get out of view of Randy without using optics? How did it do that? Did it come to a small point and
Went over the
disappear?
horizon.
Because it was a boat and it sailed far away.
Whoa. No.
It went over the horizon.
They zoom in, it's right there. It's not over the horizon. It's not over the horizon. They zoom in on it. It's there.
It went over the horizon.
I
Did you
can
not
tell
watch
you.
the end of the video?
I can tell you from experience. You could, and being in the Navy for 4 years at sea. Once something goes over that horizon, you can have the most powerful telescope ever invented. You're not going to see it.
We just saw a video where that's not true. We just saw that boat was not visible when he was zoomed out. It was already over the horizon.
Because
Well, why would it?
And there's plenty of videos that will show you. There's plenty of videos that'll show
You
you
just reversed.
empty horizon and zoom in.
Steve is saying the exact opposite of what you're saying. Steve is saying
What?
that if you zoom in, there's a certain, like, you could zoom in all you want with the most powerful telescope you got. There's a distance at which